What is up, everyone? This is my continuation series of directors' films where I rank them. I've done David Fincher, I've done Christopher Nolan, David Lynch. Next up, as you can tell by the title, this is Wes Anderson's films ranked worst to best. Now, Wes Anderson, as of right now, as of 2019, he has done 9 films. This is not going to be including any short films that he's done, and I know he's done a lot. This is solely the feature-length films that obviously got released in theaters. And yeah, let us start with number 9. So number 9 is The Darjeeling Limited. Not a bad film by any means. It is a rock-solid film. It has its moments of humor. It's well shot, per usual. All of his films are well shot. It's well acted. It just doesn't hit home with the story and the character development as much as it wants, which is why it's number 9. Number 8 is the film that a lot of people actually have, from what I've seen, they're number 1 with Wes Anderson films. That is Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. I thought it was all right. It has all the trademarks of a Wes Anderson film, but again, it didn't really stick with me other than Bill Murray's the lead role. Other than that, nothing really stuck out. I saw it a couple years ago. I honestly don't really remember that much about it, and I am planning to rewatch it at some point, but for now, it's number 8. Number 7 is his first film, actually, and that is Bottle Rocket. This is a good film. I do like Bottle Rocket. It's cool to see both the Wilson brothers in one film, and it just kind of shows just how close Owen Wilson and his brother was to Wes Anderson. I loved that. And also, it's just a nice little bottle film. You know, it holds up on its own, and it's like only 80 minutes or something like that. Definitely worth a watch. Number 6 is the film that also a lot of people love. I think it's good. It is a good film. That is The Royal Tenenbaums. This is a film that it shows Wes Anderson's trademark with his flair of characters and just being able to frame each shot to perfection. And I also liked the messages of the film and the juxtaposition between the two main parents in the film, with how the one is like overly, caring about these kids, and the other just like, the performances weren't convincing, while that famous scene during the play where it's like, they weren't convincing. It's like, dude, it's a play, it's just hilarious. Number 5 is one of the films that it was like, when I was doing this, because you have to keep in mind, all these lists that I've done, it's now that I'm actually ranking them, but I've throughout my life been trying to watch every film by certain directors, and this was one of the first films where I was like, all right, I need to start watching all Wes Anderson's films. This was the film that started, and that's Rushmore. I like this film. I think that this was ballsy for when it came out, and it was just so unique. I can only imagine watching this the first time, because I believe this was the second film from Wes Anderson. So the first time, a viewer watched this film in like 1999, they're probably like, holy cow, this is such a unique style. And obviously now, today, we just know it's Wes Anderson's style. But it was ambitious back then, and it's still ambitious with what it has to say. And it does have a lot to say, which is why I like Wes Anderson's films. And I'll get into that later on after I'm done the ranking with his style and everything. But for now, number 4, that is Isle of Dogs. This was one of the few films of 2018 that right away I gave it a 5 out of 5-star rating. It wasn't a question about it. And even upon repeat viewings, I wasn't like, I would change this. No, it's a 5 out of 5-star film for me. It is a perfect film. And it's one of the only films of 2018 where right away I gave it that rating. All these other films like Hereditary, Suspiria, I gave like a 4.75 out of 5. And then upon rewatching, I gave them the 5 out of 5 that, now I talk about, But Isle of Dogs is a great movie. I am looking to buy it on Blu-ray soon because it is worth owning and definitely holds up upon multiple viewings. Number 3 is, I will never forget, I saw this trailer in theaters in 2012, and I was like, it was when I was watching The Artist in theaters, and I saw this trailer, and I was like, I don't know how to think about this. And I saw it like several months later, and I was like, I don't think I like this. But then it stuck with me because then I started watching all of Wes Anderson's films, and I was like, you know what? Let me rewatch Moonrise Kingdom. And Moonrise Kingdom I now own on Blu-ray. I love this film. Upon second viewing, I was like, wow, there's a lot I missed the first time around. It's just such a film that is ambitious with what it has to say, and it's so simple, but it's 90 minutes of elegance. You know, when you're watching it, the scenery, the camera work, the score, the acting, all just washes over you. And it's such a great film. I really liked Moonrise Kingdom, and I'm glad I decided to give it a second shot because 15-year-old me was not a fan of it. But, you know, now I really like the film. My number 2 film, that would be the film that, again, much in the same way like Isle of Dogs, I was like, holy cow, this is a great film. And that's Fantastic Mr. Fox. I love this film. I know a lot of people were happy that Up won Best Animated Feature in 2009. I wasn't. I wanted this to win. After years later, after finally watching this film, I was like, yeah, this should have won. Up's a good film, don't get me wrong, but Fantastic Mr. Fox, just with everything that it gets right about the film, perfect. It is a perfect film. I love this film. And my number 1 is also, I would say, the most mainstream Wes Anderson film, which is kind of funny because it's very art house-esque with everything that goes on in it, you know, and that's Wes Anderson's style, and that is The Grand Budapest Hotel. I absolutely love this film. I think it is a flawless film, easily one of my all-time favorite films, and I'm not even kidding about that. I seriously love The Grand Budapest Hotel, and it's only 90, it's 100 minutes long. And what I'm going to say now is with Wes Anderson's films are the reason why I think I like them so much. And again, you've seen, I would say, 7 to 9 were my rankings. Those are like 3 to 3.5 out of 5 stars. But 6 and 5's got like 4, 4.25. And then number 1 to 4, they're 5 to 5 star ratings. And I think the reason why I like all of his films in some way or another is because they're all short. You know, I think like the longest film of his was, I want to say Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, but all of his films are so short and they're all focused with what they're trying to say that for a viewer such as myself, it's such a breath of fresh air because you just have all these other films that are unfocused and are so special effects driven that it just doesn't gel well with me sometimes. But Wes Anderson films, I love his style. I love how each shot, it's like a portrait, and it just, every single one of his shots, you could easily just freeze it and put it on your wall because it's great. He has, you know, all these actors that are constantly working with him, whether it's Owen Wilson, Bill Murray, the score by Alexander Desplat. He does pretty much every single one of his films. He knows what he's doing, and he does it so well. And yes, some of his films might feel like copies of some of his other films, but he does it in a way that you wouldn't be able to tell unless someone pointed it out, because if you're just watching it casually, you're like, this is well made. This is an auteur. And that's just my opinion. I think Wes Anderson is a good filmmaker, and I'm excited for his next film, which apparently it's about World War II, which should be interesting. But guys, this is my ranking list, obviously, for Wes Anderson films. What did you think of my ranking list? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And I'm planning to do like Steven Spielberg, Paul Thomas Anderson, Darren Aronofsky, you know, a bunch of filmmakers. And again, they're all going to be following the same structure. You know, I give my ranking from worst to best, and then I'll be explaining my thoughts about said filmmaker. As you can tell, I was a fan of Wes Anderson. But guys, do you like Wes Anderson, or do you find him pretentious? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And what do you guys think I should, do as a ranking next? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.